Hello viewers, you are welcome to Yinky Couture channel. This is a channel where I share lots of sewing tutorials and pattern drafting methods. In case you are new here, please feel free to share, like and press on the notification bell in order to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you. Today I'm going to show you how to draft a basic pant or trouser pattern. So this is a very detailed video. Unlike the other ones you've been watching, I will deal with the zipper fly, the waistband, the welt pocket, and also I will include the side pocket pattern. The measurements you need for this pattern drafting is the waist, thigh, hip, knee, ankle under the circumferences, and the length, the trouser length, the crotch height, the hip length, and the knee length. This trouser pattern has a band, so don't forget to include your band measurement in everything you do here. So as we are starting now, we are going to consider the band we are going to input. My band width is 1.5 inches. So including the 1.5 inches to any measurement you have here, it will make the trouser to be longer. So that's why I'm going to deduct the 1.5 inch from anything I'm going to have here, all the lengths here. I'm going to deduct the 1.5 inch of the trouser, the waistband from it. So for my hip measurement, so what I have here, I have horizontal lines here mapped out already. The horizontal lines include the waist line, the hip line, the crotch length, we call this crotch height also. Then this crotch height is measured by sitting on a flat surface, and you put your measurement on your waist, then you measure down to the flat surface. Whatever you have there is your crotch height. And the thigh length, the thigh length is always 3 inches from your crotch height. So your knee length and your ankle length. So those are the horizontal measurements I have here. So this is the border. The border, you can use any measurement for the border. As I draw it here, you use any measurement for the border. The border is from here to here. You draw a straight line, then you square it down. My full trouser measurement is 38 inches. Deducting the waistband that I told you that I'm going to input later, I will have 36.5 inches. That's why 36.5 is here for the full measurement of the trouser or the pant. So from there, I input my hip measurement. As you can see, the hip line, the hip line where your hip is when you measure vertically, the hip lies on 7 inches, and why I deducted 1.5 inches from that 7, I have 5.5. And from crotch height, my crotch height is 9 inches. For me, it's 9 inches. Then I deducted that band 1.5 from it. I have 7.5. My trouser, my thigh line from that crotch height is 3 inches from the crotch height, and you can see 3 inches from the crotch height. So the knee, my knee, you measure that one out too, where your knee falls. So my knee is 20 inches. I dotted 1.5 of the waistband. I have 18.5, and that's how I have the horizontal measurement. I think we are done with that. So from there, the next thing to do is to input our hip measurement. That's the first measurement we are going to input. So the hip measurement for my own hip, I have hip 38. So hip 38 plus hip 38 divided by 4. We are going to divide the measurement here by 4 because we have 4 panels all together, the front and the back. So 38 divided by 4 will give us 9.5 inches. Then you input that hip measurement on your waistline, on your hip line, and on your crotch height. Those 3 places, that's where you first of all input that. Then I will tell you what to do next. So that 9.5, we are going to add his allowance. I will add his allowance, or if I prefer to add ½ inch. So the ½ inches that I added to it will now make it 10. So I'm going to mark 10 here, 10 inches also here, and 10 inches on the waistline. So the 3 dotted points that I have here now, I'm going to connect it together with a straight line. So after connecting it together, I'm now going to From there, I will input my waist measurement. So what's my waist? The waist I'm using for this tutorial is 31 inches. So I'm going to add this allowance of, because if I will add this allowance of ½ inch to it. So let me add 32 inches with that. So that 32 divided by 4. I'm dividing the measurement here by 4. 32 divided by 4 will give me 8. So from there, this is the hip measurement here. I'm going to connect this point. This is my new waistline now. So the measurement will go this side now. This is my new waist measurement. I'm going to connect here to here to have my hip curve. So what we are cutting out now is the hip curve using our hip curve ruler. So from here, I'm going to input the dart allowance. Lest I forget that, the dart allowance here, after getting my 8, I'm going to use that of 1 inch. So 8 plus 1, you know we already used 8 inches. So 8 plus 1 will give us 9. So this will be my new hip measurement. Because of the dart allowance, unless you are not inputting the dart, that's when you won't put that measurement. So I will do away with this because of the dart that I'm going to include. I'm going to include that. So the dart intake is why I added 1 inch here. So from there, the next thing is to create my crotch curve. So to do that, the measurement that is here is what I'm going to use. You measure what is on your hip line here, from here to here, from the point here to the point here. And what I have there is 10. 10 divided by 4. Whatever I have is what I'm going to input here. I'm going to input it on the, starting from this point. So I have 2.5. I will input 2.5 here. Then I will connect it with a straight line to this line. So the next thing is to create the curve. So you are going to measure a straight line of 2 inches that is diagonal to this side. So 2 inches, I'll measure it up. So it will just be like you are dividing this line, this right angle, into 45. It will be at angle 45, 2 inches. Then that 2 inches you measure is what you now connect. So I'm going to measure, I'm going to draft with my free hand a curve that will extend from here and come here. So as you can see, so I've done that with my free hand. Then I will perfect it with my French curves. So I have my crotch curve now. The crotch curve is drawn out. From there, what you need to do now, I think it's getting easier. From there, what you need now is measuring from here the new crotch length that we have now. We are going to measure it, and whatever we have here, we divide it into 2. You don't divide your waist, you divide your crotch. You divide 13 inches is what I have here. I divide it to 2. I have 6.5. So this is my middle. This is the center line. To have the center line, and the essence of this center line is to be able to shape all this, your knee line and your ankle line. So from here, 6.5. I'm going to measure 6.5 to this side. So we are going to connect the lines together later to get it right. So I will mark 6.5 all through. So since we have the dotted lines marked out now for the center line, so I'm going to connect it with my straight ruler. So I have my center line now. You can call it center line or green line. So from there, I'm going to input the thigh measurement, the circumference. For one leg, you have the front and you have the back panel. So one leg of your trouser, if the thigh is 22, so the front will be 11, and we have the front here. The front that is 11, we are dividing it into 2 because of this center line. So dividing it into 2 will give me 5.5, which is 11. It is 11 inches. So the thigh is 22. That's why I'm having 5.5 here. It's like you are dividing it into 4. So I have a point here too. I will divide the knee circumference too. Let me say the knee circumference is 16. 16 divided by 4. Let's divide it by 4 straightforward so that it won't confuse you. So 16 divided by 4 will give me 4 here, and then 4 here. And the ankle, my ankle, the round measurement is 12. So 12 divided by 4 will give us 3. So I have 3 here, and I have 3 here. So you are going to connect those points together with your and then you come here. So you can do your blending and your trimming. So from here, I believe you can see there is no abracadabra in it. It's very simple and easy. So I've created my hip curve here. So this is the hip curve that we are using. So this is our front panel for the trouser pattern. This is the front panel, and here you are going to create the hem allowance. The hem allowance, it depends on you. So I prefer to use 1.5 for my hem allowance. So instead of me to measure it straight, I'll show you how I'm going to measure it. First of all, measure 1.5 and put a dot. 1.5, that's the hem allowance. But instead of me to use a straight ruler to connect it straight, if you connect it straight, you may not have enough fabric to cover up at the end of the day. So I'm going to measure 1.5 inch up again to know the measurement that is here, so that I will use it to create the hem line. So I have 6.5 here. So as I place my ruler, I have 6.5. So I'm going to input 6.5 here also. So the 6.5 will now fall here. You come out a little, as you can see. Then you now use your straight ruler so this is our front pattern. So the next thing is to put the sewing allowance. So I'm going to add half inch sewing allowance here, because you need to attach it to the band. So you need half inch here. Then you have. So the next thing to do is to create the dart leg. So from this center line, we are going to mark 4 inches down. So it will stop here from here to here. So avoid this seam allowance. So lest I forget, I've added the seam allowance to the side seam and also to the waist line. We are going to mark 1 inch dart intake, which will be half inch on both sides of the dart leg. So you now use the straight ruler to connect it to that point. And so we have our dart. So right now I'm going to create my zipper fly. The length of my zipper fly is 7.5 inches. So let's say the basic length, just like a basic. Just measure a straight line, then connect the lines together the straight line together. Then the width is 1.5. Just measure 1.5 for the width. But there's something we are going to do. On one side of it, we are going to measure 2 inches up to create the curve. So the 2 inch that I measure up now, I'm going to make a bend from here with my free hand to connect to it. So I will ignore this. So I'm going to cut this off so that this will now be my zipper fly. So for the shield will be on the other side. The standard measurement for that one, the shield will be 1 inch longer. The shield will be 1 inch longer than the zipper fly. So it will be 8.5 inches. You can see I'm connecting it and measuring it as I'm doing. 8.5 inches length. And the width of the shield, the standard width is 2.5. So we have the shield and the fly. So the next thing is to do my cutting. The cutting goes first. So right now the pattern is cut out already. I want to create the side pocket now. For the side pocket, from the original length without adding the seam allowance, that's where you start to measure. You measure 2 inches inward. Then you have your 2 inches here. And you measure from that line, you measure 6.5 inches down. And our 6.5 inches fall somewhere here for the length of my pocket hole. So I want to create the pocket hole where you can insert your hand like this. So it must be something that can accommodate your hand. So with that, I'm going to link this to this. You can use your free hand to do that, just to create the pocket hole curve. As simple as that. So I have my trouser cut out now, and the zipper fly and the shield cut out also. So we have the pocket now. The side pocket has been created now. And what I'm going to do now is to create the pouch and the facing. So how do I do that? I'm going to transfer what is here into another piece like this. What I'm going to do is to trace it out. So the length of my pouch, it all depends on you, but I will make the length of my pouch to be somewhere 12 inches. So I will measure the 12 inches here. So then I'll create the curve that is here, the hip curve that is here, then create a straight line later. Then I'll create the mark where the armhole is, that the pocket hole is. So right now we are going to trace it out. As I told you, we are going to trace the curve out. So when I remove it, I have the curve already. Then I'll go and make it and do the curve. Blend this one, do it anyhow you want to do it, because this is just a pouch, but whatever you do here is what you use to do the interfacing. Then I'll cut another piece. I'll trace this out. I'm going to cut this like this. So I'm going to cut another one to duplicate this one. So that will serve as our interface. So right now I have my facing. So I'm going to create the hole of one, the pocket hole on. So this is my pocket. So if you place it here now, you can see this is where hand wear that. So it's as easy and as simple as that. I'm still going to cut this pocket hole out, but I don't want to do that now. I want to cut my back before I do that. Right now, the next thing to do is to draft out the back panel. So the back pant is going to be like this. You are going to use your front panel to trace out the back. So I've placed it there right now. Then I've done the tracing. You trace it out round like that. Trace it round like that, so that you have a duplicate of the front panel on this sheet. So then after tracing it out, then I'll remove it. I have all the measurements there, which this one will be my hip line, the crotch line, the thigh line, and the knee line, like we did for the front panel. I need to get my new crotch line for the back panel. So for me to get my new crotch line, I'm going to use the slash and spread method, because the waistline for the back will come up a little bit here. So while you are placing your front panel on the sheet, you must leave a space like maybe 2.5 inches space here on this upper side to accommodate the back, because of those people that have a large back side. You need to extend this back, you need to extend this up a little bit, so that it will be able to accommodate their back side. So what I'm going to use now is a slash and spread method. I'm going to slash through here, slashing through the hip line, then I'm going to spread it. So it depends on how big the back side of the client is. That's how you will spread it. But for me, I'm going to spread it with 2 inches. I'm going to spread it with 2 inches, and you watch me as I do that. Don't cut it through. Leave like ½ inch. Then I'm going to, so this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to create another crotch curve for the back side. So this is how it will go. From here to here, since I'm coming up here by 2 inches, I'm going to measure 2 inches here. So the 2 inches that you used to spread air is what you are going to create. You are going to put here. So since I'm slashing it by 2 inches, then the 2 inches is here already. At the middle of that 2 inches, you come inward by ½ inch. So since the point at which you come inward here is at the middle, you just come inward from this curve, from the former curve of the front panel, come inward by ½ inch. Then you locate the point which is at the middle of the 2 inches you used to slash. So what I slash here is what has created another waistline for me here. This point, which is the crotch height, the crotch length, you are going to extend out by 2 inches for the back panel. So from here, I'm going to input my waist measurement. So the waist measurement that is here is 10 on the front panel. So I will input it here. Then I will come diagonally like that. So I've created that. So the next thing to do is to add 1 inch allowance to this side to be able to allow the side seam to align properly on the 2 legs. So then I'm also going to add 1 inch here. Then I will do that. So right now, what we are going to do is that from here, from the crotch curve, so we need to make some amendment to the crotch curve. We are going to come down from the crotch curve for the back panel. We are going to come down here by 1 inch. So this one, you are going to ignore this. You are linking this line to this. So you ignore that. So the curve will now come like this. So from here, measure from your knee line. So let me remove, you can still be there. From your knee line, you measure 1 inch, the way we added it the other time for our seam allowance. So I'm going to connect that. From here, I will connect that. I will link it up with the curve, with the crotch area. So I will need my curve ruler to do that. So you as well use your straight ruler so I can move it. So I have my back panel drawn out. So we are ignoring this and this. So the next thing to do is to measure, to input my dart. So my dart intake will come like this. I'm going to measure diagonally the way it is right now. So for the dart intake on my front panel, I have 4 inches from this. So I'm still going to do that the same thing to this, 4 inches. Then here I'm going to measure 3 inches down, because of this 3 inches is because of the welt pocket. If there is no welt pocket, you can extend it to 5 inches for the dart intake. But note, your dart intake must be parallel to this line. It must also be parallel like this to this line. It must not be straight. So I'm going to take the dart intake in a parallel shape. Then I'll take the 1 inch intake. Will now be half from both sides of the dart leg. Then you connect it with the straight ruler. So we have the dart now. The next thing to do is to input our welt line for the welt pocket. So the standard welt line is 5 inches, and also you can still use 5.5. Is the way you like it. So but I prefer to use 5 inches for my welt line. So your welt line will now be in a parallel shape. Because we are using 5 inches for the welt line, I'm going to divide it into 2, which will give me 2.5 and 2.5 inches. But it must be parallel to this waist line. So as you can see the way I place my tape, 2.5 inches on both sides, making 5 inches for the welt line. So next thing is to connect it. So this is our welt line. So I will show you how to create the welt pouch and the piping of the welt pocket. The next thing to do is to cut it out. So on the welt pocket, you are going to draft the pocket pouch. After drafting the welt line, you draft the pocket pouch. The standard measurement for the pocket pouch is, the length of the pouch is 9 inches. You can make it 10 if you like, but I'm still going to trim it off afterwards, so I prefer to use 9 inches. So I'll mark my 9 inches up and down like this. Then the length, the width of the pocket is 7 inches. So let it be 3.5 here like that to make the 7 inches. Then you connect it on a straight line. You can create any curve you like on that. So I can create a curve here. Then with my free hand, so this is my pocket pouch, as simple as that. So then so we have the pocket, the wet pocket pouch. So for that, the next thing to do is to create my piping. So that's for the welt pocket piece, the 2 welt pockets that will come together. So that's what I want to create now, and the standard measurement for that one too is, because this is 7 inches, this one too will be 7 inches. On a straight line like that, you measure 7 inches. So the width is 2.5 inches. So I'm going to explain that to us while I do the sewing. So this is how you fold it to do your piping. Then you place it on the wrong side. You get that? You just place it. This is what I meant by this. This is the piping of the Welt pocket, and like half inch of this will go inside. So we have this. I will explain that to you during my sewing tutorials. So from here I'll move to the band. To create the band, it's just on a straight line. I'm going to measure my waist measurement. So I'm going to input my waist measurement here. For my waist measurement I'm using is 31. So I'll just measure it on a straight ruler. 31 inches is here. Then I'm going to add 2 inches for my overlap, making 33, and 2 inches, half inch for the sewing allowance. So I'll connect all that together on a straight line. So with that, the width of my waistband, I'll prefer, I told you it's 1.5 inch. So since it's 1.5 inch, we are going to use 2 inches. Sorry for that. 2 inches is what I'm, because half inch will go for the sewing allowance. So I'm going to draw 2 inches here, then I'll connect it on a straight line. On this overlap, I'm also going to measure the 2 inches. And connect. Remember, this waistband will be cut on fold. This side will be cut on fold. So by the time you cut on fold, I'm going to use the half inch here as my sewing allowance. So I have my waistband. So I want to create the center. The center for my waist will now be from 31 inches waist measurement. You are going to divide it into 2. You are not going to divide everything into 2. We are going to measure from here to here is what I'm dividing into 2. Leave the overlap, and it's only the actual waist measurement you are going to use. So 31 divided by 2 will give us 15.5. So I'll locate 15.5 here. So this is my center back. This will be a guide, then you notch it out. Remember to put this sewing allowance. And another half inch sewing allowance will be added here. So we have our waistband ready. It's as simple as ABC. So the next thing to do is to cut it out. And we have come to the end of our pattern drafting tutorial. Don't forget to like, share, give us a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video. Bye.